Let's be real. Your resume has exactly one job: get you noticed. But how in the world do you do that when a recruiter might only give it a 10-second glance? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the blueprint for a resume that doesn't just get seen, it gets you the interview.
10 seconds. That's it. Sometimes it's even less. It's kind of wild, but studies show that's the average time a recruiter spends on your resume in that first initial scan. It's a single glance to decide if you're in or if you're out. It's a brutal part of the job hunt, but it's very, very real.
So that leads to the big question, right? How do you make every single one of those seconds count? How do you possibly convince them you're the right fit in such a tiny window of time? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
I like to think of it as the 10-second challenge. You're not just up against a handful of other people. You could be in a digital pile with hundreds of other applicants. So your resume has to pop, and it has to do it immediately.
But here's the secret that a lot of people forget. Your resume actually has two audiences. First, it has to get past the automated gatekeepers. These are the applicant tracking systems, or ATS. They're like robots scanning for keywords. Only then does it actually land in front of a real human. You've got to impress both.
Okay, so how do we build a resume that can pass both of those tests? It all starts with a solid blueprint. Let's break down the 5 absolute must-have sections that every powerful resume needs.
All right, here's the classic anatomy of a winning U.S. resume: header, summary, skills, professional experience, and education. Think of it this way. The header is your contact info. The summary is your hook, your elevator pitch. The skills section is a gold mine for those ATS robots and a quick checklist for the human. Your experience is where you prove you actually use those skills. And finally, education is your foundation. Getting this structure right is your first big step to making that 10-second scan work for you, not against you.
First things first, the header. This is your digital contact card, and it has to be perfect. Your full name, a good phone number, a professional email, and yes, that means it's time to retire that old high school nickname, your updated LinkedIn URL, and your city and state. Just keep it clean and simple.
Right below that, we've got the professional summary. This is your 10-second pitch distilled. Right at the top, in just 3 or 4 lines, you tell them exactly who you are and why you're a perfect match for the job. This section needs to be packed with the most important keywords you can find for the role you're targeting. And now we get to the real meat of your resume, the professional experience. You'll list your job title, company, and the dates for each role. But here is the absolute game-changing rule. Use your bullet points to show what you achieved, not just what you did. This is so important. This, right here, is the difference maker. Improved performance is so vague, it really means nothing. But improved application performance by 30%, wow, that is a concrete, impressive achievement. Numbers cut through all the noise because they provide proof and scale. They tell a story of real impact that words alone just can't. That's what grabs a recruiter's attention.
Okay, so we've got the structure down. Now let's talk strategy. Specifically, how to beat that first gatekeeper, the resume robots. And it all comes down to aligning your resume with the job description.
So an applicant tracking system, or ATS, is basically software that scans your resume, and it's looking for specific keywords and phrases that it pulls directly from the job posting. If the system doesn't find enough matches, your resume just gets filtered out. A human being will never even see it. It is a critical hurdle you have to clear.
So how do you do it? Simple. You mirror the language. If the job description specifically says they want Selenium, a generic phrase on your resume like testing knowledge isn't going to cut it for the ATS. No way. You need to explicitly write expertise in Selenium. It's a small tweak, but it makes all the difference in the world.
So once your content is perfectly tailored for the robots, it's time to polish it up for the human eye. You know, presentation matters. A lot. A clean, professional-looking resume makes you seem like a serious candidate before they've even read a single word.
So here are some really simple rules for a professional look. Stick to a standard font like Calibri or Arial, size 10 or 11. Keep your margins at 1 inch all around. Always save it as a PDF to lock in the formatting, but keep a Word version for yourself. And for pretty much any US-style resume, the golden rule is keep it simple. No photos, no logos, no crazy colors. Clean and professional always wins.
I absolutely love this quote because it gets right to the heart of it. Your resume is a marketing document. You are the product, and this resume is your advertisement.
The formatting isn't just about making it look nice. It's designed to sell your skills and experience in the most effective way possible in just a few seconds.
So what does all this add up to? Let's actually see the transformation in action. We're going to compare a resume that would almost definitely be ignored with one that's built to land that interview.
Okay, here's the before. Look at this summary. QA analyst with experience. Experience in what? The skills are just a random list of buzzwords. And the experience section? Worked on testing projects. This tells a recruiter absolutely nothing. Honestly, this resume is just plain forgettable. It has zero impact.
Now look at the after. See the difference? The summary is specific, it's packed with keywords, the skills are targeted to the job, and that experience bullet, it's quantified, automated 200+ test cases. This resume doesn't just list stuff, it speaks directly to what the hiring manager needs to see.
And this is really the end result. A generic resume, well, it gives you a pretty slim chance at getting an interview. But a targeted, quantified, professional resume, it dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increases your odds of getting that call. The difference is literally night and day.
So just remember this. Your resume isn't just some boring history of your past jobs. It is the single most important marketing document for your entire career. It's your first impression. So the only question left is, are you ready to make it count?